Hey there guys, my name is Shadows and welcome back to some more stories of Path of Destinies.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had taken care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared around, shocked. The scientists had been neutral. They had no part in the rebellion. "Take me to your council," she said, shaken. "I have things to tell them." It was what Renato had gambled on. The Zenobia would turn against her father once she knew his madness. But the rebel base was secret. Could he really risk taking the Emperor's daughter there? Renato reached Lapino by Farspeaker Toad, the one creature the Ravens had left alive at the observatory. Lapino seemed awfully anxious to meet him at the secret base. If he was a spy for the Empire, he'd turn around and reveal the coordinates to the Empire, jeopardizing the entire rebellion. But Renato couldn't bear to think that Lapino would commit such horrible treachery. There was still good in the Mad Rabbit. He felt sure of it. "I'll meet up with you at the base," Lapino said through the Toad. "Good thinking." Renato gave him the coordinates. "There's a shuttle here I can borrow." Renato found Zenobia in the chart room. "I've been having awful dreams," she said. "Dead kittens and worse. I thought they were only dreams, you know. Why would anyone want the lost gods back? In those days, the favorite of a god could become immortal." She held herself and shivered. "He wants to become an eater of souls." "Well, I'm not afraid of dying. Just dying of boredom," Renato said, but she didn't laugh. Silence fell as they flew towards the ruins of the city of Ubar, where the rebellion leadership was hiding. If Zenobia couldn't help them fight off her father, no one could.
Well,
as they touched the ground, he could smell the ravens and hear their hungry caws in the distance. "They're probably looking for me," she said. "You go on ahead." She had that fiery look in her eyes that he'd always loved. It was a bit odd, though. How easy she'd been to convince. It was what he'd gambled on, but he'd expected more of an argument. She'd always loved to argue. She considered it the fastest way to the truth. Maybe she'd long suspected the truth. Sometimes all it took was taking the bandages from your eyes. That must be it, he told himself.
sweet. Right. So,
He knew the known knowns, and even some of the known unknowns. But he didn't know the unknown unknowns. You dig?
let's go this way. Hey, there we go. Oh my god, I have 100 ore. I can now actually upgrade one of my swords. So, yeah, I don't know if I've actually been to this place, so I don't know what to really expect.
Renato checked to make sure his sword was still working. Yep.
So, this is completely different. Just... altar, workbench, swords. Let's upgrade the sword. There we go. Okay, just another 100 ore. Brilliant. Ew. for this stuff.
They caught their
Ooh.
breath under a ruined arch. It's beautiful, she said. This was the library of Ubar, he said. Your father's ravens thought they had an ancient book. She nodded. Was she crying? This was exactly what I wanted, Renata thought. To turn her to our cause. So, why do I feel something is terribly wrong? Because nothing ever goes this smoothly, is why.
Ooh. It's kind of true. I mean, it's like what, you know, either Ronaldo dies or oh god. Well, so much of that. Well, you know, as I was saying, either Ronaldo dies or something else happens.
Say goodnight, Gracie, said Renato, wondering who Gracie was.
Ridiculous. I'm the puzzle master. No, I'm not. Oh, that was close. Ho ho ho
See?
ho.
With enough leverage, you could go anywhere.
Ow. Ooh. That was close. I almost died. Oh, and I did. Well. I have died. Right. Let's do this again, shall I? Well, that was... There's literally no point of me doing that. Apart from just go around an entirely different way. Oh my god.
The long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
Oh, I hate this bloody hook shot, man. It's just broken. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I was doing so well. So the thing is how the hell are the ravens here if it's supposedly secret?
You never knew where the road would take you, thought Renato.
Sweet. Oops. Is that it? Yep. Classic.
The council toads swarmed around Zenobia, shocked she was there, shocked she had changed sides. Then the walls exploded. He heard toads croaking, "Oh, the ravens!" Blackbirds were pouring through holes everywhere. "It's a trap!" cried the council speaker. In the confusion, he saw flashes of magic. Then Zenobia being hustled off by Imperial troops. So, she had betrayed him after all. Renato ran for his ship. The Farfarer flew into the clouds, barely losing the Imperial ravens pursuing him. The rebellion was lost, and he had lost it. There was nothing to do but find Zenobia and make her pay for her treachery. His heart ached. He still loved her. But he had trusted her, and he had been a fool. She would be back at the fleet, gloating with her mad, bloodthirsty father. For all Reynardo knew, she was helping him bring back the old lost gods back from their exile.
But it wasn't Zenobia. I bet you it wasn't Zenobia.
Reynardo landed in the middle of the Imperial fleet. The rebels were losing badly. Without leadership, it was a slaughter. Reynardo felt strangely free. Trying not to think about how he had lost the war. Trying not to think about how he had loved Zenobia. Blinded himself to her treachery. That's what it meant to be a hero. To keep on fighting after the most bitter of betrayals. To never know if you could trust anyone. Cats. What a waste of fur.
Yeah, I still don't think it was Zenobia. Ooh. That's a different objective.
Reynardo had heard stories of a dungeon where chests were filled with potions and weapons. Fairy tales.
Come on. Hello? Game? Oh. That was close. Oh no. I'm assuming, yeah. I was just gonna say, I'm assuming I'm literally just going from ship to ship. Ugh.
What had happened to Lupino? Had the mad rabbit fled to safety? Or was he forlornly carrying on like the few rebels Reynardo could see here or there? Ugh, it didn't matter anymore. All there was slash and spin, parry and lunge, over and over as he fought his way across the fleet. All there was finding the girl he'd once loved, who had used his love against him and putting as big a hole in her heart as she'd left in his.
Okay.
For a moment, Reynardo wished that somebody had been watching.
I am watching. I'm not trying to break the fourth wall or anything. Get over here. Lovely stuff.
This really didn't have much in the way of safety features, did it?
I just love just a lone stray bullet. Ravens. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Yep. Oh, really? This. It's really annoying. Especially when you seem to like hold a raven in front of something and then it just doesn't seem to deflect. Okay. I'm pretty sure I did click on the. Yeah. I forgot that was about to hit me, but oh well. apparently not. Interact.
And suddenly Zenobia was there, advancing a Lapino. So the mad rabbit had survived. Save me, or I'm done for! Screamed Lapino. Zenobia turned, showing her teeth in a smile. You're alive! Renato ran towards the witch. Lapino's the one who betrayed you! She shouted. He warned my father! Before he could think, Renato sank his sword into the sorceress. She stared at him, heartbroken. No! Lapino's the traitor! Renato had an awful, sinking feeling in his stomach. Then, he felt a knife in his back.
Brilliant.
I'm afraid she's right, said the mad rabbit. Ain't I a stinker? Then, the sun went out. Damn it.
Okay.
He should go back to some of the choices he'd faced before. Maybe there were new paths that had opened up. Like those doors he was opening up all over the map that took him to new treasures and around his enemies. And he hadn't learned anything new this time. He'd done the same thing twice, yet expected a different outcome.
Anyway.
The book's pages fluttered to the beginning once again, faster than before.
Okay, well that's story's Path of Destinies. Kind of a more shorter episode, just because obviously where I stopped like halfway through. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy, and see you all later. Bye.